President of Pakistan, Dr. Alvi, has expressed concern over the human rights abuses by India against the minorities and particularly in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Talking to the visiting European Union Special Representative for Human Rights, Eamon Gilmore, in Islamabad, he urged the European Union to take note of the persecution of minorities by the Indian government. Meanwhile, in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, our party's Hurriyat conference has urged the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres to take cognizance of grave situation prevailing in the occupied territory, where people are being killed, maimed, tortured, arrested, and humiliated with impunity by Indian troops. The APHC spokesman, in a statement issued in Srinagar, said the people of the occupied territory have been left at the mercy of more than 1 million occupation troops. He said the troops, enjoying unbridled powers under draconian laws, are committing grave human rights violations to suppress the Kashmiris' just struggle for securing the inalienable right to self-determination. Meanwhile, Indian police arrested 4 Kashmiri youth in Baramulla and Shopian districts. The police arrested 2 youth in Zenipora area of Baramulla and 2 others in Sharjah area of Shopian. The police dubbed the arrested youth as overground workers of Mujahid organizations. Speakers at a webinar hosted by Kashmir Institute of International Relations have demanded of the World Human Rights Organizations to play their much-needed role to stop the vicious cycle of violence, abuse and sexual assaults being perpetrated by Indian forces personnel against the women in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The speakers included noted human rights activists, academicians, and international law experts hailing from different parts of the world, castigated India for employing inhuman tactics to crush Kashmir's legitimate struggle for freedom and violating with impunity the international laws and norms. The executive director of a US-based civil society organization, Hindus for Human Rights, Sunita Vishwanath, in an interview with an Indian news portal, said that Muslims in India were facing existential threat under the Modi government, which stands for a fascist India. She said that her organization will intensify and escalate efforts to lobby the US Congress and Biden administration to speak out against Hindutva and India's treatment of minorities, particularly Muslims. India is world's one of the most dangerous countries for independent journalists, where harassment of media persons not towing the line of Narendra Modi-led fascist government has become the order of the day. According to a report released today by Kashmir Media Service, as many as 18 journalists have been killed in India in last 5 years, as Modi regime is using different intimidating tactics to harass journalists. As Russia announced military operation in Ukraine, at least 180 students from Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir are stuck in Ukraine. Jammu and Kashmir Students Association spokesperson Nasir Khuyahami told media that 180 to 200 Kashmiri students studying in colleges and universities of the country are stuck at a time when Russian army has launched a massive military operation there.